I'm Russ Blunk. This is head men's golf coach Ben Foster in his final year of coaching the men's golf program here at Point Loma Nazarene University. And everybody knows a lot about that, Ben, but what a lot of folks here don't know, unless they've dug deep into the archives, is that you came to Pasadena College, which is where this university started a long time ago, as a skinny 17-year-old basketball player, and went on to become one of the better basketball players in our school's history. Talk about those first days when you came onto campus, and from there, did you ever think you'd be ending up sitting here right now, many, many years later?
Well, back in those days, it was just a great opportunity for me. My parents had moved from Arkansas to California, and I was kind of a fish out of water at that time, and wanted to teach and coach, didn't know how that would ever transpire, and then had the opportunity to go to Pasadena. And obviously, I was a late bloomer in the world of sport, and had some great coaches and people who encouraged me, and great teammates who helped me along the way. And so things turned out pretty good for me in terms of development as a basketball player, and but being able to graduate from Pasadena and move on, and to realize my dream of being able to teach and coach. And so I guess that's the short answer.
The next step was coaching, which you did. You're the head men's basketball coach here for a very long time, and only folks that have been here longer than 20 years might not even know that, but over 300 wins, more than anyone else has had here as a men's coach. Also, during that time, you became the head men's golf coach too. So talk a little bit about how did that happen in the midst of being a basketball coach?
Well, right after the move to San Diego, we had a kind of a golf program that was just trying to establish some credibility, I think. And so the first year that I was here in Point Loma, I was the assistant basketball coach, and then they walked into my office one day and says, "You're going to be the golf coach next year." So there wasn't really much a way of any kind of preparation or background application or anything like that at all. And so that basically was how I got started with the golf program, and I enjoyed it, and just seems like that things have moved on pretty well from that time.
They sure have. Now go back to that though. Had you ever picked up a golf club to that point? Were you a golfer? Or was it just one of those things? It could have been bowling for all we knew at that.
Well, I was a recreational golfer, and that's certainly the extent of it. I never had any competition or anything like that. Didn't play in college or anything, but it was something that I fell in love with, and something that I learned. I had some really good mentors.
Ben, talk a little bit maybe about your college basketball years, because that was a great time of transition and transformation for you, going from a good high school player, but really developing once you got to Pasadena College into a great college basketball player.
Well, those were fun years. It's fun to look back on it, and I guess the first thing I'd like to say of that is that the team that I played on were some unbelievable guys. And I mean, there's unbelievable camaraderie to this day with that team. When you look at the members of that team, their connection with Pasadena Point Loma College, many who have taught, coached, kids have gone here, and so there was something really special about the foundation that was laid for this university through the coaches and professors and everything to the members of that team. Looking back on my own career, it's been a great journey in my perspective. I mean, maybe old news to a lot of people, but it's kind of fun.
Transitioning into your coaching career, pick a highlight or two out, and I know there's a lot of them, of course, and you won an NCCA basketball title among many others, but if you could pick one, and I'm having you do this for the sake of video, what would it be in your coaching career?
Wow.
It's a tough challenge.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, whether it's coaching golf or basketball, anything, there's a lot of special events, a lot of special players that made those events so very, very special. But, I think back to one game that we were scheduled to play Athletes in Action in an exhibition game here. And Athletes in Action was one of the top teams in the world at that time, not just in the exhibition things that they were running, but they were completing a 3-game series with the Russian Olympic team in California in 1 week. They played in Sacramento one night, and then 2 nights later they played in LA, and then on Saturday night they played at the San Diego Sports Arena. Now they won the 2 out of 3 game series with the Russians. So I went to the game to scout that game that night. I don't know why, but I did. And so I came back, and we had a shoot around on Monday, and I told the guys, you're just not going to believe the caliber of the players on this thing in terms of their size and their skill and the things that they've accomplished already in college, and professional players were on this team. And I says, there's absolutely no way that we're going to win this game. So I says, we really just need to look at it as a game where we're going to go out and do what we do and just kind of see what happens and enjoy it and have some fun with it. Well, obviously we did win the game. But we took care of the ball, we hit free throws, we hit big shots, we handled their press, we did all the things that they threw at us, and we won the ball game. And, I guess I'll never forget that experience. I think of all the teams that I coached, and there were a lot of really good ones, I think, but I think that team probably came as close to performing, to their potential as any team that I ever had, at the top of their potential. And that they understood their roles and they played well together, and it was just a special moment.
Pick if you can, Ben, maybe one of your highlights of 38 years, right, of coaching the men's golf team. Again, that's a tough assignment, but see if you can do it.
Well, there are no national championships there or anything like that, and that's okay, because we've had some very, very good players, and always tried to run that program so that, we had good players, local players, players that fit the school and everything. And so, but we've had some great players. I guess that it comes down to teams and individuals trying to reach a goal, and we've had a lot of guys and teams be able to do that. And then to take a look at what Sam Sear accomplished, I think, as an individual player, maybe unprecedented in the history of this school in any sport. And that, 2-time national champion, back-to-back, Nicholas Award, Arnold Palmer Award 2 years in a row, and now he's playing on the Asian Tour and everything. So, I think that that's the thing. Joe Prince winning the national championship, and his only collegiate win. And so, I mean, and to watch him coming down the stretch and how he, performed under pressure in a really tough situation. And there are other players that have done similar kinds of things, but not at that level. And so I think that that's the thing that I take away from the golf side of it was, we built a strong program here. We've had some very, very good players. We've played really good competition, and the guys have performed well. And so that's a really special moment.
Looking ahead to next year, you'll still be around as the Director of Golf Operations as you become a mentor to Zach Ponder, one of your favorite former players. He'll be the coach next year.
Well, it was important and I think appropriate for me to end my coaching career as an NAIA coach after 44 years. And so Zach is a great young man, and I think he'll do a great job with the guys next year. I have every bit of confidence in him that that he's going to do the right things, with these guys and lead them in the right way. And that this is a great opportunity for him to get some coaching on his resume. The players know him well. I think they'll respond well to him. I'm going to stay on as Director of Golf to try to handle more of the management side of it, and I figure the learning curve on that part of it for 1 year is really not worth it, and that Zach will pretty much take care of the practice sessions and tournaments, and do more of the day-to-day golf aspect of it.
But beyond that, talk about what life looks like for you and Sandy. I mean, hobbies. I mean, maybe you'll play more golf now. But what are some of the things you'd like to do when you step away from this place?
I don't have any particular plans right now. I mean, for years people would ask me, well, when are you going to retire? And now people are saying, what are you going to do when you retire? And my answer to that is really, it seems like to me that retirement is do whatever you want, when you want it, if you can afford it. And so, that's the way we're entering this whole thing. And, I want to kind of stay connected, with sports and everything. And I certainly will do that here at PLNU. And as you know, my 2 sons are both college coaches, and want to follow them, and grandkids in Ohio. And so I want to be able to spend some time with them, and so the travel opportunities will be good. And I got a phone call last week where the Golf Coaches Association of America has asked me to be involved on a steering committee to help start, Hall of Fame for collegiate players. And so I look forward to that involvement at the national level with that organization. And so there will be some other things that come my way, and I'm not closed to anything, and want to just be open and see where God's going to lead, and just be responsive to that. But I don't have any huge plans or anything right now. We're kind of on cruise control at this point.